Hey, what's going on, everybody on the YouTube? This is Kwani Bates, and I'm here with another weekly lesson for you guys today. Thank you for taking out time in your Sunday. I'm sure you're with family or you're busy doing something that you need to be doing, and you're here with me right now, ready to learn about funding. So, hey, we appreciate that. Shout you guys out, and just thank you for taking out your time to be here with me today. And if you're watching the replay, that's okay too. Thank you for taking out some time to watch the replay. I'll make sure to keep this short and sweet as I do with all of our weekly lives because we want to just be informative. We want to be honest. We want to be transparent and we want to get you guys the information and knowledge that you need immediately. Okay. I don't waste time. So if you're here and you're hanging out, go ahead and drop a comment down below, guys. Go ahead and let me know that you're here. Go ahead and let me know where you're from. All right, let's get some engagement going, even if you're watching the replay. Go ahead and let me know where you're from. I'm in Elk Grove, California. Shout out Northern California. That's near the Bay Area. If you're familiar with San Francisco, I'm around there somewhere. So please let me know where you're from. That way I can get to know where our followers, our supporters are. And it can just help me to tailor what we share to the areas that you guys are in. And that way I know that when you come here to get the information, I'm giving you information that's relative to exactly where you are. So if you're here, thank you so much for joining us. Again, drop a comment, let me know where you're from, get engaged, let's get active, and let's get into this lesson. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get into the funding lesson for the day. Yeah, should be a good lesson. Make sure you got your paper ready to go. And your pen, obviously. If you have paper, you need a pen. All right, let's get into the lesson. I'm just going to go ahead and get this going. As soon as I find it. So one of these. There we go. All right, so vending machines for beginners lesson here on channel, Rayzo Vending's channel. And our lesson today is funding. All right, guys, so a lot of people come to us, they ask us, hey, Rayzo, hey, Kwani, how do we get funding for the business? I really want to do vending, but I need the funds, Kwani. Like, it's not cheap, I still got bills. Some of you guys got kids. Some of you guys take care of other family members, nieces, nephews, parents. And so I definitely get it. That's everyone's hassle or everyone's struggle when trying to start a business. It's like, okay, how can I invest or how can I find that money to invest and start the business? Well, guys, first order that you need to be doing is ensuring that your business is credible so that it has a better chance of being accepted for funding. So this is what you need to do first, okay? Boom, right here. I got it for you. It's all listed, okay? There's some things, some background work, some groundwork, foundational work you have to lay before a bank, third party, financial institution, before anyone who has those funds will be comfortable and willing to share them with you. Okay. You got to be able to come to them prepared and ready to show that you could be trusted with these funds. Okay. So that's what it's all about, guys. Really, that's literally it. If you want to exit the live now, go for it. Because that's the sauce right there. Okay. You got to be prepared and you got to present yourself professionally before anyone is just going to hand you over some money. All right. So first things first, if you do want to do the groundwork to get that funding, you got to become an LLC. Okay, so we're right here on bullet point number 1 because you need to be a reputable professional business. You need to be official. And what better way to show a bank that you are serious and that you are official than to become an official LLC? Next, you need to file for an EIN with the IRS, okay, at irs.gov. Do not buy any scams of people saying, oh, you need to pay me, I'll get you your EIN. Oh, you need to go to EIN.com. Don't believe that, okay? The only place to get an EIN is irs.gov. And let me tell you guys, it's free, okay? So if anyone ever tries to get you to pay for your EIN number, a process, the setup, don't do it. It is very easy. It is very simple. Just go to irs.gov and go to EIN, and it's free. You can get an EIN in a matter of 5 minutes for free. They will provide that number to you after filling out their form immediately, and you have that number forever. Your EIN is like your business's social security number. Just like us as individuals, we have our name, and then we have our social. Your business is going to have its name, your LLC, and its social, the EIN. Moving on. You want to obtain a business license. Some of these funding companies are going to want to know and they're going to ask for your business license. Again, just making sure you're reputable, making sure you're credible. You'll get your business license through your local city municipal. Okay, so if you live in Chicago, you need to go to City of Chicago. If you live in New York, you need to go to City of New York. If you live in Miami, City of Miami, City of blank. Wherever you live, you go to your local city municipal, and that's where you get your business license. Okay, most business licenses are pretty cheap, guys, pretty cheap. Even if you live in one of those bigger cities I just named and mentioned, you're still going to be paying, $30 or less for your business license. And usually business licenses last 2 years. So you renew them every 2 years. Where I live, a business license is only $16, 1-6. So it's not expensive at all. And it's just very good to show that reputable status for your business. All right, next step, you're going to obtain a brick and mortar address. Okay. Brick and mortar addresses are going to be like storefront addresses. So I know if you're interested in vending, you've probably heard about your postal addresses, such as like a PO box. You don't want to use those because those ones are not gonna seem credible to a funder. Okay, you don't want to use like a PO box at a UPS store or like a mail store, your local mail store in your community, or even at UPS themselves, like at the postal office. You don't want to use those mailboxes. You want to get a brick and mortar address. So that's going to be through companies like Regis, through companies, let's see, I'll share it with you guys right now. I use Regis, so that's why it comes first to mind that quickly. But I have some more examples for you guys. Hang tight. Hang tight. Perfect. I found it. All right, so this right here, business formation. You want to use addresses like right here, guys. Regis, Alliance, Opius, and Da Vinci. Da Vinci. Da Vinci. All right. You want to use these companies for your brick and mortar because what this is going to do is it's going to show you an address. I'll show you right now. This is our company's address. This is a brick and mortar mailbox place. Yeah, not that, guys, not that. This. There we go. This is just a mail store. Okay, like we use this address for our business, and really, it's just an office that collects our mail, and we go pick our mail up from there. This is what a lot of small businesses do. Okay. So you got to have that brick. When I say that brick and mortar address, that just means when a company, just like I did right now, when a company that's going to fund you Googles your business address, they want to see something like this. They don't want to see, a UPS store. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see, FedEx store, just these corporation stores. They're going to know you're just renting a PO box inside of that business. They don't want to see that. They want to see that you are operating like a business. Now, they don't know that you're just getting your mail sent here and that a third party like Regis, Alliance, Opius, or Da Vinci is processing your mail for you and then letting you know, hey, you have mail here, come pick it up. They don't know that. They just Google and see an office. Oh, okay, cool. Rayzo Vending's office is here. Okay, so that's how you want to operate when it comes to your address. All right, next, you want to file for a Duns and Bradstreet number. Okay, so that's at dnb.com. Duns and Bradstreet is a credit reporter for business credit. So you know how personally we have, what do we have when our credit is reported? TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. Now, a lot of these funders and companies in terms of the personal side, they're not really paying attention to TransUnion and Equifax anymore. They're all zeroed in on experience. So you got to make sure your FICO experience score is good to go, right? Same thing on the business side. They look at your DMB. Okay, this is what they look at to grade your credit worthiness as a business, because your business doesn't have a Equifax or a TransUnion score. Those two don't do business credit scoring, but Experian does. So your business is going to have Experian and DMB. Those are your like score reporters. So you want to go get a DMB number. It's free. You're just going to dmb.com, filling out your business information, waiting for them to email you back and respond and provide you your DMB number. All right. You want to create a website. Okay. We just put our example here, batescg.com. That's our consulting business website. And this is important because you got to have that online presence. We are in 2025. And again, these funders, they're going to do their research. They're going to vet you. You go apply for money with them. They're going to say, okay, who is this? And these are some of the boxes they're going to go check to vet if you are worthy of them providing you those funds. So make sure you're online, you have an online presence, you have a website. You also want to create an email. Now, you're going to hear some, mentors tell you that you don't need a at website email. It's true, you don't. But if you want funding and if you want big dollars, opportunities and funding, you need an at website email. Okay, little example here, info@batescg.com. That's simple. I have another one. It's my first name, Kwani@batescg.com. I have another one, marketing@batescg.com. You shop at batescg.com. You could just start making a bunch and they're all going to go to the same inbox. But I think it's important for you to have like something like an info or contact, or, info is pretty generic and pretty acceptable when it comes to funding though. You need an email like this because that's going to, again, help those creditors feel like you're reputable. That's really what they're looking for. They want to make sure you're not a scammer. And even if you are new, you want all this stuff in line because for them, they're not going to be able to tell that you're new. They're going to be like, oh, shoot, they got their stuff together. They're literally operating like a corporation. So they're going to treat you like a corporation and they're going to give you corporation big dollars. Also, you want to obtain an 800 phone number. That's pretty simple to do as well. You could do that through Google. Google has a phone system. You could do that through, if you get a website, most of the places that you create your website, like Outlook, they have an option where you can get an 800 phone number. So you just want to do your research, play around, but definitely get that 800 phone number and you can have it routed to your personal cell phone. It doesn't have to be like a whole separate phone. It could be your exact same phone you use every day. And you could just have that 800 number on an app on your phone, or you could have it just connected to your personal number. And then you can do it that way. But again, that helps you look really good when you have an 800 number attached to your business. It's on your website. It's in the signature of your email. This is just, and then again, you have that brick and mortar address. Yeah, these funders are going to be, they're going to be calling you. You want to lock your personal credit scores. That's very important. You got to lock your personal credit scores. You don't want these funders to get nosy and try to go peek into your personal side because you're not personally applying for credit. You're doing it for your business. So they have no business trying to go see what your personal scores are. Your Experian, your TransUnion, and your Equifax. They shouldn't be looking at that. They should only be looking at exactly what we're talking about here, your business side. And so to ensure, because honestly, it's illegal. They're not supposed to do that when you are applying for credit solely through your business. They're not supposed to look at your personal, but they will. And that's how they will judge and determine if they want to give your business money. So to ensure that they do not do that, you want to lock your personal credit scores. And you could just do that by going to transunion.com, Equifax.com, Experian.com, signing up for their free subscription, logging in, creating an account, and locking your scores. Okay, freezing your scores. I believe with Equifax and TransUnion, they call it a freeze. With Experian, they call it a lock. And so you got to do that, hide all that. Also, you want to, after this is all done, now you're ready to open a business account. You can do that business bank account anywhere you want. I am at Chase for everything. And honestly, I kind of wish I wasn't because Chase, their interest rate, if you have like a savings account, is not great. And then if you don't have a certain amount of money in your account, statement to statement, they want to charge you a monthly service fee. Nowadays, there's so many online banks. You got Lily, you got AMX, you got Capital One, you got all these online banks that are competing with these big banks. You got starts with a C, Charm, something with a C. You got all these online banks that have no fees for bank accounts, whether you're on the personal side or the business side. So I would say do some research on some of these online business accounts, like online business banks, and set up your business account with them so that you are saving yourself the expense of having to pay these brick and mortar banks, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase. Don't go with those guys. Go with the online banks because they are literally more, just they're better for small business. I will say they're better for small business. The bigger banks are better for, corporations. Could still be a small business, but it's like a contracting business, a landscaping business, high activity going on. For you just starting out a new small business, go with those banks, those online banks, because you're not gonna have to worry about any fees and all this extra stuff. And then last but not least, you got to list your business in the 411 listings. And we'll go into that further in a second. I know this was a lot. Screenshot this, okay? Save it in your watch laters. Come back to it later because, again, you can knock all this out in 20, 30 minutes. It doesn't take long, but it can, for a beginner, seem like a lot to process. But I promise you, if you commit yourself to doing things by the code, check your boxes, cross your T's, dot your I's, you're going to have a good opportunity to get the funding you need to start your business. So now that we know what we need to do to align ourselves to be that reputable business, now let me tell you whose doors you're going to go knock on to get those funds. Okay, so tier one vendors. So you should be ready for tier one vendors after completing my list we just discussed. And these vendors are recommended for the beginning stages of business credit. Okay, so when it comes to trying to get funding, you're essentially, you need to have the thought process that you're creating business credit. Okay, so these companies are where you will see your business credit scores reported and reflected. It's going to be the second companies listed in the parentheses. These are where your scores are going to be like reflected and updated. So the first tier one vendor I have here is Quill. This is quill.com. Let's go ahead and check them out. So Quill, this is a place where you can buy just, supplies, office supplies, cleaning supplies, whatever you want. Look, they got coffee. They got everything. Trust me, they got a lot of stuff. They give you a lot of discounts. This is a good starter business credit, vendor to go with because it's just very simple. And listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, being 100%. Look, they got paper towels. Do you need paper towels at your house? Yes, you do. Do you need Clorox wipes at your house? Yes, you do. Do you need cups and plates for parties and things like that? Paper plates? Yes, you do. It doesn't have to literally be for your business. Okay. I'm telling you here first. It's the gray area. It's the loophole. You can go ahead and take that stuff home, give it to your family, give it to your friends. But what you're doing is you're buying these items through your business. Okay. And that's what's helping you to establish that business credit. Okay. So what you're going to do when you purchase something, you're going to do it as an invoice. So you're going to do it as a 30 days. You'll pay it in 30 days. And that's how you start to establish your business credit. Pay by invoice. You're not going to pay the cash up front. You're going to allow them to bill you and you're going to pay them later. Okay. That's how that business credit is created. All right. Another one is going to be Uline. So Quill, we just explored. They report to DMB. See, that's why I was telling you guys, get that Duns and Bradstreet number because certain vendors will report only to Duns and Bradstreet. So you need to have that access so you can see what score you have. Uline is another tier one vendor. Let's go ahead and explore them. They're similar to Quill, but I would say they're a little more like hardware stuff. So, here you got like shelving, you got boxes, you got, stretch wrap. Look at this. You got carts and stuff. So this is more like warehouse equipment, not everyday stuff you would have like that you could use at home and stuff like that. This is like legit, probably like brick and mortar business type of supplies. But hey, if you could find a use for anything on this website, go ahead and buy it. they're gonna, again, choose the 30-day invoice option at checkout. Don't pay cash. Let them bill you. Once they bill you, you're gonna pay them back. And then that's how you're building your business credit. Okay. All right, taking it back. Next example. All right, we got Granger. Oh, and Uline reports to Duns and Bradstreet and Experian. All right, we got Granger, Granger.com. Again, another like hardware type stuff. Look, they got HVAC, hoses, they got transmissions. All of this you can get on business credit, y'all. You do not have to pay cash for upfront. You pay it later, and then it builds your score. And then now people who have the funding, they want to pay you because they see that, hey, when you say you're going to pay something, you pay it. That's why you want to get that 30-day invoice. It's showing that you'll keep your word. Hey, y'all, bill me later. I got you. I'll give it to you later. And then later comes and you give it to them. That's where that score starts to creep up. Like, oh, okay, it's just like personal credit, just on the business side. So this is another option. You got NAV Business Boost. NAV, I recommend that you sign up for as well. You got to sign up for NAV. It's free. And this is another place that reports business credit scores. So you have DMB, Duns and Bradstreet, and you have NAV. NAV is going to show you, and then Experian. Those are the three scores for the business side, right? Remember, personal, TransUnion, Equifax, Experian. Business, Duns and Bradstreet, NAV, and Experian. Okay, so here's one, and you sign up for free, like it says, and this is where you're going to learn what your scores are. They're going to show you your scores on here. It looks something like this. This is perfect. I'm glad they showed this. Obviously, mobile side, online side, but you see here, business credit. It'll show you your score. How your points have changed by the month, if it needs work, if it doesn't. It'll also show you your personal score. It's going to show you your Experian personal score. It'll show you your borrowing power. It'll also give you options of other like vendors that you can apply to for funding based on your numbers, based on your personal score, your business revenue, as you see here. Based on those analytics, it's going to tell you, hey, you are a strong candidate for this funding company, Even for credit cards, they'll tell you, hey, you're a strong candidate for this business card, for that business card. And NAV also has their own business checking account option. So you can go ahead and sign up for a checking account through NAV as well. Like I was saying, do those online checking accounts for new businesses because there's no fees. So this is a good hub for new businesses that are trying to get that funding foundation established. NAV. Hey guys, NAV. Remember that. All right. Another tier 1 vendors are going to be gas cards. So I just broke down to you guys vendors that you'll just like we just saw, buy things from. NAV, reporting DMB, Experian, and Equifax. Then we have gas cards. Gas card number 1 I put here is BP. BP is a gas card company. I used to have them. Just my personal preference. I feel like this is for companies that have a little more fleets involved. So you have like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, vehicles in your company. So this will be good for anyone that's planning on expanding their route and having coworkers, and hiring people out. And you're going to have like multiple vans out there servicing your vending machines. Then BP would be a good option. But if you're just like a one-person show, I'm going to recommend a different gas company to you. However, you can still jump on this. I jumped on it as a one-person show to help my business scores. And it did help, I was with them for about a year. And then after a year, I said, hey, I want to go ahead and cancel my credit line, cancel my credit cards, take me off. But that score that I was able to create in that year still reflected on my business credit scores to this day. It still helped me. So another option for the gas card is going to be Shell. Again, I would say they're good for like larger companies, larger fleets. But again, like I said, hey, use them for what they're for and then get out of there. It's that simple. And then last but not least, my favorite one was A to B. Oh, my bad, y'all. My favorite one is A to B. So let me go ahead and go there, a2b.com. This was my favorite gas card for like a smaller company. It was perfect. I loved it. Yeah, you can use it at any gas station. And then they also had options where they would show you which gas stations they were giving you deals on. So like depending on the week, depending on the month, they'll send you notifications like, hey, if you shop at Shell, additional 15% or 15 cent off per gallon. Hey, this month, if you shop at Chevron, an additional 10 cent off per gallon. So you can pay attention to the different just like options they have for sales and things like that. And hey, it was helpful. It was helpful for a new person like me. And it was just a very simple process. Now, this gas card for A2B is a net 7. Net 7 means that you don't get 30 days to pay. Quill, Uline, Granger, these are net 30s. BP, Shell, these are net 30s. That means when you buy something, today is February 16th, you don't have to pay it until March 16th. However, a net 7, you guys know what that means, right? After my example, you got 7 days to pay it. So with A to B, that would be the only thing that's different than everyone else is that, you're paying by the week. Your payments due by the week, and they're going to do auto pay right out of your business banking account. But hey, it works for me because I'm filling up gas about once a week to go service my route as a small new vendor. So that was perfect, just something to keep in mind. Another tier 1 vendor is going to be Business T-Shirt Club. It's basically just a place, again, like it sounds like what it sounds like. You're making shirts, mugs, sweaters. You're just putting your logo on apparel, pins, stuff like that, bags, whatever, hats. And they report to Experian and Equifax. And then you got Home Depot Pro, Supply Works, also like Lowe's, those big corporations also are tier 1 vendors. The only thing is, with all these I just listed, guys, they're going to approve you no matter what, as long as you have these things in line. As long as you have these things in line, these guys up here, the gas cards and the vendors I showed you guys, they're going to approve you. Just like that, you're in there, you have funding, and they all give you credit lines. When you're new, they're going to give you a credit line anywhere between $300 to $500. But hey, double it up, 500 here, 500 here, 500 here, 500 here, 500. Bro, now you just had $3,000 in funding. Okay, now you can utilize that $3,000 in funding to build your credit scores. Once you build your credit scores, you're ready for tier 2 vendors. And I'll get into that in a second. However, this one here, Home Depot or like Lowe's, those big guys, Floor and Decor, they approve some and then others get denied, especially if you're in business for less than a year. So you'll want to wait until you have, right here, I put trade lines reporting and then reapply. So you want to wait until you've done the smaller guys and you've made your payments, and it's going to take about 3 months. So you want to commit to these small guys for like 3 months, buy something every month for 3 months, pay on time every month for 3 months. Then you're going to see a score reflected. You're going to see a score on your DMB. You're going to see a score on your NAV when you log in. Once you see a score reported by these companies, you're going to see their name, Quill. Okay, paid on time. They're going to list it just like your personal credit score. Once you see them pop up on your business score, stop buying from them. Move on. Job done. That's all you wanted. You wanted them to show that you're a credible person with funds, that you could be trusted with a credit line. So once they report, you're done. You don't need them anymore unless you really need to buy something from them, but you don't really need them anymore. Now you can move forward to those bigger vendors that offer more money. But again, Home Depot is one that's going to want to see some activity. Long story short, they're going to want to see some reporting and some activity before they go ahead and give you some money. And they'll want you to spend well over $100. A lot of these guys here I showed you are like $50. Spend $50 and they're going to report. Simple, right? All right. These ones do not report. So, and they don't report reliably. So just avoid these. Shirtsy, Crown, Summa Office Supplies, report these guys. They're also known as SNS, or that's like their old name. Don't buy from these guys because they're not going to report. They'll tell you they will, but they don't. Moving on. So 411 listings. So this list I'm going to go over is going to help your business information online, your online presence, and this will establish your credibility online, which again, I told you, these vendors will Google you. They will look you up. So you want them to find you online and trust that they can trust you with the funds. You could pay for listings by going to moz.com. They will list your business for an annual fee. And each time you change your info, you can update the info in one location and they'll take it from there. Okay, so they basically monitor your business nonstop. and you're paying them annually to do that. So let's say on Google, your address changed. So you changed your address on Google because that's an easy thing to do. Moz will go and change your address everywhere. Anywhere else your information is listed, they'll go do it for you. You don't have to worry about, where else is my business information at? What other accounts or information did we put out there? You don't have to worry about that. Moz will go ahead and take care of everything online. However, I never did that because when you're new, you want your expenses to be as low as possible so your income can be as high as possible. Keep your startup costs low. And so here's some free listings I recommend. All right, you can go and do these places organically. So you can do listyourself.net. Got this, guys. You can do Yahoo. You can do, I put list yourself twice. You can do Apple, and you got to do it on desktop only. I highly recommend Apple. Lots of people have iPhones, and if they don't, they'll get one soon. But you definitely want to do Apple. Yep. And definitely do Google. I highly recommend Google first, Apple second, and then wherever else you want to go. List yourself probably third. And it's all free. Just follow the directions and enter your information for your company. And now you have an online presence. Now it makes sense when you go apply for funding, they go Google it. Like, oh yeah, this is a company. Okay, cool. Because if you apply for funding and they Google you and they absolutely see no digital footprint about your company, they're going to deny you. A continued list of free places here you can screenshot to list your business, completely free. And excuse me. And here's some more, so you can screenshot that as well. But again, as you can see, I'm giving you guys a lot of different places. You can even call the super pages, put yourself in the phone book. Believe it or not, they still make phone books. So you just want to get your company out there as much as possible in as many places as possible, because you never know what site a vendor's using. Not all vendors are going to go to Google. Maybe they don't. Maybe that personal person who's sitting at that desk that makes that final say on if you get your funding, maybe they don't like Google. Maybe they prefer Yahoo. Who knows? So you want to make sure, you're getting yourself in as many places as possible. All right. Now let's get to places where you can apply for business loans. I definitely talked about NAV earlier. Some other ones are Credibly, On Deck, and Fair Figure. This place I would recommend for the beginners because it's like a one site, one-stop shop. As you can see here, they report to Duns and Bradstreet. They report to Equifax. They report to SBF, which is the small business site. And then some other ones, TransUnion, which not a lot of people really worry about TransUnion in the business funding world. But I mean, it doesn't hurt. Played and credit safe. So it says here, fund your business with the Fair Figure card, build your business credit ratings, and monitor your business credit scores with the #1 fastest growing business credit platform. Okay, so it's basically like a one-stop shop. I would say they're similar to NAV, but they're doing this through themselves. So they're a bank and they're a reporting agency and they're an online database for you to monitor these things, and they're called Fair Figure. So this could be a good start. This could be a good place for you when you're new. They talk about funding. They talk about monitoring, and they talk about building. So how you can continue to build your network, build your funds. And right here, like I talked about earlier, it says unlock new funding options using just your EIN. So see these other foundational steps that you need to take before you can get here to the funding. There's things they're going to be looking for. Okay. So they obviously base it on monthly revenue as well. So if you have no monthly revenue, they're like, hey, good job for starting. But once that revenue starts to come in, they have this sliding scale. It looks like they want you making at least $2,500 for you to get approved for funding through them. $2,500 a month. So this is a good resource for beginners. On Deck, it's another funding site. Small business financing. made simple, and they have funds that you can withdraw from 24/7. They have credit limits here, 6K to 100K, with flexible repayment terms, a year, year and a half, 2 years. All right. So they have a revolving line of credit for you there, or you can just do a straight up lump sum loan and then pay that back. They want you to pay it back in 2 years, no matter the amount. And like it says here, they recommend this for larger investments in your business. So maybe you need to build a store, something like that. For vendors, I would say the revolving line of credit is probably more recommended because we're constantly needing to buy, like our supplies. We're constantly needing to go buy inventory, and that's literally a monthly, weekly thing. Sometimes daily if you're a super busy vending business. So that revolving line will probably be more, feasible. But this is another option. And then Credibly, hopefully I'm saying that right. Another small business loan option. They say it's without the hoops. They give you funding in less than 24 hours, ranges from 5K to 600K. So they offer you a little more than on debt. So they got cash advance, they got working capital loan, business line of credit. So they give you 3 options because they have that merchant cash advance. They say it's perfect for businesses with seasonal and fluctuating revenue. They don't just look at your profit and loss, they look at your business's potential. So I feel like that's a good option for vendors because revenue does fluctuate in the vending community. And but you still have that capital loan and that business line of credit option as well. So there's plenty of funding options out there for small businesses. Just continue to do your research. And of course, we already went over NAV. You'll see your funding options for NAV once you're actually in the account that you've created. It's a free account, but you do have to, sign up for that free account before they'll start to show you the options for funding. All right. So once you do have all your information set up that I went over, you'll want to get your, like I said, your scores reported, and then you can move on, right? So once you have a couple of vendors reported, I say at least 3 here. Once you have at least 3 of the Quills, the Grangers, the U-Lines, the A to B gas card, the BP gas card, those tier 1 vendors. Once you have at least 3 of those guys have put a score on your report, then you can move on to tier 2. And tier 2 vendors are like Verizon, if you need a phone line, you start getting into the bigger corporations like the Lowe's, the Home Depot cards, the Floor and Decors. You just start getting into the bigger guys, or even like bank loans from a Chase or a Wells Fargo. Those are like tier 2. Credit cards from like a Chase, or Citibank, like that would be like tier 2 because they're going to want to see some kind of business credit reporting before they approve you. So yeah, wait until those tier 1 guys have reported at least 3, for Duns and Bradstreet, at least 4 for Experian. Then you can move on to those tier 2 vendors. Equifax would be the slowest score to get since many vendors do not report to Equifax. So like dang near every tier 1 vendor reports to Duns and Bradstreet and Experian, or both, or one or the other. But not a lot of tier 1 vendors report to Equifax. The tier 2 vendors report to Equifax. So to get yourself a score for Equifax, just do some research. You want to type in business trade lines that report to Equifax. Let's try to do it now. We want to go to Google and go business trade lines that report to Equifax. All right, so they tell us here it's Quill, Office Garner, Namey Not. Never heard of that one. But you can start to do your research, start watching YouTube videos, okay? Go down that rabbit hole to see which vendors actually report to Equifax. Here's another one that tells us that report to DMV, Equifax, and Experian. Here's a nice little chart. It'll tell you for Equifax, you got Nav Business. Oh, yeah, that's a great one. Crown Office Supplies. So I don't think, and it tells you right here, it's a tier one. Remember, I just told you guys, I don't think they apply. I mean, they report. I'm in this business credit group on Facebook. If you want that group info, just go ahead and send me an email. It's a really great group. The admin of that group, I mean, she's been doing this for a long time before any of us really knew about business credit. And I don't think this is true. I'm going to say that. Shirtsy, yeah, I don't think that's true either. Business T-shirt Club, I believe that one's true. See, Home Depot commercial reporting to Equifax because that's a tier two vendor. And right there, tier two, it says it. So yeah, guys, I think I'm pretty on point. I don't really believe this chart, but I know for sure they're a little hit and miss here. But yeah, this one's correct. Home Depot for the tier two. Yeah. So you just want to do your research. Again, watch YouTube videos as well. Strategic Network Solutions, tier two or tier one, reports to Equifax. So yeah, you got some options out there. You just want to do your research. So yeah, once you have completed the above steps, you can move on to tier two, and then you can move on to tier three. And then from there, I mean, you can get funding from anybody. If you need additional help with this, or like you need some clarity on anything I was discussing today, guys, you can book a consultation by finding us on Gumroad, or just send me an email and we'll go from there. All right, guys. So let's get into why Vending Machines for Beginners e-course is the best resource for new vending entrepreneurs in 2025. So go ahead and comment freedom. Go ahead and comment freedom down below if you're ready for the Vending Machines for Beginners e-course presentation. I know I gave you guys so much information today. Whew, I'm tired myself. I feel like if I was a beginner, I'd be like, what, Kwani? Like, what was that about? But that's why the access and the information for funding is you can't find it, right? You got to really dig. You got to get your shovel and get to work. So I tried my best to keep it as simple as possible, but really just emphasizing that you got to lay the foundation, guys. You got to lay that foundation, or no one's going to take you serious and no one's going to give you $1. So let's go. Did you comment freedom? Okay, you commented freedom. Even if you're on the replay, comment freedom. I'm gonna wait for the replayers. Okay, good. All right, let's get into the presentation. So expert help or do it yourself? Let's think about that for a second. Expert help or do it yourself? No matter what experiences we've had in our life, no matter what lived experiences you may have had, there's always been a time that you've either been an extreme beginner or eventually you got to the point where you were an expert. But no matter what we all have in common on this earth is that at one time or another, we were a beginner with the things that we were trying to learn, whether it was school, whether it was work, whether it was getting to know family, different family. Hey, I went to a family reunion and I was the beginner in the family because I didn't know these people. I had to introduce myself. I had to get myself out there and just start to learn who I was in front of. No matter what, we've all been beginners. So don't be afraid of that, okay? And if you are someone that even when you're a beginner, you like to get out there and figure out things for yourself, you like to do it yourself, I applaud you. More power to you. I was definitely that way. I was that way before I started Rayzo. I had no mentors, okay? I had no one to really guide me in this world of entrepreneurship and how to really make the most and be successful with it. But at the same time, there is an option to have an expert, okay? No matter what you choose, there's no right or wrong answer. You could choose to do your path on your own. You could do it yourself, or you can have expert help. So expert help or do it yourself. If you're someone who prefers expert help, if you're someone who wants to save time, save money, save stress, save confusion on exploring and trying to figure out this whole new world of entrepreneurship, in particular vending machines, then I got the help for you. The Vending Machines for Beginners e-course diamond package, y'all. The e-course diamond package is jam-packed with all the support that you need as a beginner. I'm going to go ahead and break down what that looks like. So you got your introductory package, which is mandatory, okay? That's just a one-on-one call with me, okay? I require it, okay? I want to sit down with you. I want to get to know you. I want to hear your story. I want to hear your why. I want to hear what has encouraged you, motivated you, drove you to be interested in vending machines. So we're going to sit down and talk about that. You'll also have the 45-minute e-course. I created this e-course, guys. It took me like a whole year. I'm not gonna lie. It took me a whole year to do this course. I was very hard on myself about it. I was very just, trying to make sure that I created a product that was good and that was um easy to understand for a beginner. Okay. And I also had to ask myself, okay, what topics do I want to talk about? Like, there's so many. I mean, as a beginner, you have so many questions. So I wanted to make sure I sat down and really got those all included in the course. So 45, man, I got it under an hour, even better, right? Because again, like I say on the beginning of all my lives, time is important, and I don't want to take too much of you guys' time. So 45-minute course is included. Vending machine contacts, guys. This is every reputable person that I've met in my 5 years of being in the vending industry that is available to help you. That's vending machine movers, vending machine suppliers. That's locations to buy vending machine products. That's vending machine parts. Okay, so the list is lengthy, and it's all credible, reputable individuals that I've met again in my 5 years of vending that are here to support you and that I know will not scam you, because there is too many scammers out there. This is a list of vending machine contacts and networks that are, none of them have ever scammed anyone. All right, we got the vending forms and docs bundle as well. This is our most famous product ever. Okay, everybody knows about the vending forms and docs bundle, but it's your vending proposal, it's your vending agreement, it's all those documents you need to show anyone that's willing to listen to you that you are a reputable business, that you mean business, you're standing on business, you're professional, and that people need to take you serious. Okay, you got your docs. Okay, you got your portfolio ready to go. Okay, we do it all for you. It's just plug and play. Also, we're going to shout you out in our Facebook group, Vending Machines for Beginners. Okay, we like to know and we like to share with other beginners what's going on in our community. So, what better way than to shout you out, let other beginners know, hey, look, this person was a beginner. They took those steps necessary to start educating themselves on the process. And hey, it's okay to be a beginner. There's nothing wrong with that. We do not belittle or make fun of people who don't know. Okay. We're not here to embarrass you because you're new. We're here to lift you up, and we're here to give you as much support and information and intel and all the secret sauce that we have. So we'll shout you out so you can encourage other beginners that might be afraid to really get that ball rolling because they don't want to get looked down on and they don't want to feel dumb and feel like they're asking stupid questions. There's no dumb questions here at Vending Machines for Beginners, here with Rayzo, here with Kwani. And last but not least, unlimited email support, guys. You got my email. I share it everywhere, okay? It's in my YouTube bio. It's in our lives. It's in the description of the video. Look, I'm accessible. So go ahead, send me an email. Any questions you might have, please ask them. I'm more than happy to help and to direct you in the right path. All right, expert help or do it yourself. In addition to all of those goodies I just shared with you all, I got the guarantees, okay? What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 guarantees for you. I guarantee you'll have a one-on-one meeting with me, okay? I will personally take out my time to sit down with you and really get to know you and really, understand your why. I guarantee that you'll have support, tips, and tutorials, okay? I don't play. I try to give you everything I know. I keep it 100% with you, very transparent, very real, no sugarcoating, okay? No BS. I guarantee that the direct contacts with the vending machine experts, remember, I told you, you got that contact list. These are the experts, man. Some of these people know more than me. Some of these people have been in the game longer than me, okay? 30, 40 years, okay? I guarantee that you'll have vending machine community access and inclusion. Again, we don't want to make fun of anybody who's new. We want to uplift them, encourage them, and support them. And when you're doing something like this, something different, something out of the box, okay? Sometimes people won't understand. You might have some people in your life that are like, wait, what? You want to do what? You're going to hear all the negatives. You're not going to hear anything positive. Everybody does vending machines. Oh, it's not that much money. Oh, I saw that online. Yeah, people said it's not that. Oh, don't listen to the naysayers, okay? If you have it in your heart, you have it in your mind, you know you want to do this, dude, go for it. And just make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people who are going to be encouraging of that. And in the group Vending Machines for Beginners on Facebook, we will encourage you. And last but not least, I guarantee I'll be your accountability manager, okay? I will be right there through email. If you follow me on YouTube, if you are watching my videos and you drop a comment, I'm right there commenting back. If you're in our Facebook group, Vending Machines for Beginners, and you're dropping comments and you're engaging, I'm right there in the DMs, messaging you, commenting back. So you're going to have somebody in your corner letting you know, hey, did you talk to an owner today? Did you call a location? Did you look up prices of products in your area? Okay, I'm going to be right there making sure that you're staying on top of this journey that you've started. All right, so this is the process. If you're interested, you want to become that Vending Machines for Beginners e-course diamond member, okay? This is the process. Step 1, you're going to book a one-on-one consultation call with myself. Step 2, you're going to join the Vending Machine for Beginners Facebook group, okay? Make sure you join the group. Step 3, you're going to watch your e-course. All right, watch your e-course, only 45 minutes, jam-packed, everything you need to know. Step 4, you're going to utilize that knowledge from the course to begin your business. Now you're ready to go. No more excuses. You can't say you don't know. You know now, okay? Kwani gave you the sauce. Step 5, you're going to follow up with me via email with any questions or additional support you may need. And step 6, you're going to share your success in the Facebook group, Vending Machines for Beginners, because you're going to do it. You're going to get that location you're dreaming about. You're going to have that vending machine that you want there, and you're going to make the money that you want to make. Speak it into existence, and then follow through on your actions so you can make it happen. All right, guys, expert help or do it yourself. You sat through the class today. You sat through the tutorial of funding. And for that, I got to hook you up, man. I got to hook you up. So the Vending Machines for Beginners e-course diamond package is usually priced at $4.99. But today, limited time only, guys. Limited time only because you sat here with me on this beautiful Sunday, took the time out of your day away from your family, away from your hobbies, whatever it is you do on your Sundays. I'm going to drop that price in half, guys. Slash it in half. We're going with $2.99 today, limited time offer, okay? I never drop or release when those offers end. I just let you know that it's limited time. So $2.99 because you're sitting here in the live with me today. Just be sure to use the code DEAL, and I'll drop that link in the description so you know where to go to utilize that code, guys, okay? That's for the package that I explained, and I know it is a great deal, I'm telling you. And as you can see, man, I don't ask for much because I'm not here to try to take your money. I'm really here to teach people how to do this. That's really what I want. I want to teach it. I want to share it. I want to give it, okay? So that's why we price it low. You have other courses that are trying to ask for 3 months of their rent for one go. And that just doesn't fit right with me. It doesn't feel right in my soul to do that. So I try to be fair and reasonable. And I definitely feel like this is extremely fair and reasonable. So take advantage of that Vending Machines for Beginners diamond package. And definitely take advantage of the deal, guys. Slashing it in half. And it's only $2.99 for a limited time. So make sure you use code DEAL, DEAL, for the Vending Machines for Beginners diamond package. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching this live. It was a little longer than most of my lives, but that's because we really had to dissect and dive into funding. Today, we talked about funding, what foundation you need to have in order to make your business reputable so that these companies that have those big dollars will be willing and comfortable to give it to you. And we talked about the steps you need to go on to create your business credit profile, create your business credit scores, so that once you do apply for the big funding, I'm talking 5, 10, 15, 20, 30K, those companies will write that check immediately because you've done the background groundwork to show them that you're worthy of those funds, okay? So if you need any additional support about funding, about anything vending related, machines, products, contacts as far as movers, technicians, suppliers, then go ahead and just send us an email, you guys. I'm at kwani@batescg.com. I'm in the Facebook group, Vending Machines for Beginners. And of course, we're on Instagram as well at Bates Consulting. Thanks, guys, for watching another live.